Roman Reigns says WWE has not reached its final form yet. After landmark announcement. Hello guys, welcome to my channel. I am Elena. Have a nice day. For the latest news update, please subscribe the channel and press the bell icon. Roman Reigns sat down with ESPN, the multinational sports media conglomerate that acquired the rights to WWE's premium live events, to promote the big change. Each decade of the 21st century had various wrestlers sitting atop WWE's royalty. Since 2020, that nod goes, without a shadow of a doubt, to the tribal chief of pro wrestling. He was one of the names instrumental in bringing a change to the business as the Stamford-based promotion's biggest star, especially for 1,316 days between 2020 and 2024, when he reigned as the undisputed WWE Universal Champion. Roman Reigns discusses the evolution of WWE now that it is tied up with ESPN. Roman Reigns directed praise to ESPN, calling them the leaders of sports. He acknowledged Nick Khan and Paul "Triple H" Levesque, those who he feels have led the way for guys like him to succeed in the ever-thriving wrestling business. When asked if he feels anything new can be expected with the new partnership with ESPN, Reigns stated that WWE is not in its final form, and it will always continue to grow. It's always evolving, ever-changing. But that's the kind of pressure we like to put on ourselves to be able to team up with ESPN. We know we have to get better, bigger. We know we're going to be reaching a bigger audience. Wow. I think we have the ingredients, but like I said before, as entertainment changes, the newer generations come up and start taking over. I think that kind of stuff happens in real time. That's the one thing, you have to be authentic and organic about it. If you try to hammer that nail in, it's going to end up crooked and not in the right place. Sometimes you just have to let it sink in the way it's going to. So there's a lot of things that are going to happen the next couple of years that we're not quite sure, but we know we need to stay slightly ahead of the curve, not too far out, but just enough to know what's happening to make that topical thing, whatever's happening in 6 months. We need to be smart enough and flexible enough to be able to move with it, Roman Reigns said. At WWE SummerSlam last weekend, he kicked off night one alongside cousin Jey Uso, as the two scored a huge win over rising stalwarts Braun Breaker and Bronson Reed. This was his first match since WrestleMania 41, where he fell to Seth Rollins thanks to Paul Heyman's betrayal. Just like what Roman Reigns said about the company's growth on ESPN, his character is also undergoing changes on screen. However, his issues with Heyman remain a focal point on WWE TV since the show of shows earlier this year. Where things go from here bears watching. Roman Reigns insults Paul Heyman, teases recruiting. New Wiseman Roman Reigns is not over Paul Heyman's betrayal yet. This was made clear by their interaction on the July 21st episode of WWE Raw, when Reigns called Heyman a Dumba ***. The original tribal chief clarified that Heyman was more than a friend of the bloodline. He was family, and he threw it all the way to align with Seth Rollins. On August 2nd, Roman Reigns and his cousin Jey Uso competed at SummerSlam in a tag team match, defeating the pair of Braun Breaker and Bronson Reed. The 40-year-old recently appeared on ESPN. It was announced that the American sports media company had acquired exclusive rights to stream WWE's premium live events, including WrestleMania in the United States. Roman Reigns credited Nick Khan and Paul "Triple H" Levesque for their vision in bringing this deal to fruition. He also mentioned how WWE was growing, as they initially performed only in sports arenas, but now the action had shifted to sports stadiums. Roman Reigns throws shade at Paul Heyman. During the ESPN interview, the talk shifted to Roman Reigns' former associate Paul Heyman, when host Molly Karam brought up co-host Stephen A. Smith's desire to become a manager in the WWE. Reigns stated that he no longer had his Wiseman, and he lobbied for Smith to step up. "Something tells me that bridge was made specifically for you," Reigns told Smith. When Smith echoed his sentiment, Reigns threw shade at his former advisor. "I completely agree. He's a piece of trash. We're not on the same page anymore. Last time I was here, we were like this, and it's not like that anymore. So there's definitely some space to be filled, if you know what I mean." 7/29 onwards. Meanwhile, on the August 4th episode of Raw, Roman Reigns was attacked by Rollins' faction and written off TV for now as he goes to film the Street Fighter movie set to release in 2026.